Second season of the League of the Samurai, Week 1 in the books. First matchup, Jericho Hill Hawks takes on last year's champ, Team Pack Attack. Pack Attack quarterback Drew Brees would throw for 357 yards and 2 TDs. Here's one to Marcus Colston. Andre Johnson, 140 yards receiving, 14 points. Here's a 20-yard grab. Ray Rice would kick things off Thursday for Team Pack Attack. Hurdles over a man, into the end zone. But Eric Decker, dropping an over-the-shoulder pass from Peyton Manning. Team Pack Attack, 96 points. But in the flex position for the Hawks, Reggie Bush, 78-yard touchdown reception. He'd have 191 total yards on the day, 25 points for the young man. And Victor Cruz lighting it up Sunday night. This first an 80-yard bomb from Eli Manning. Second TD for Victor Cruz. He gets rocked. He reaches across. He'd have a third before the night was over. And Andrew Luck, quarterback for the Hawks. 2 throwing touchdowns. The first to Reggie Wayne. This one to Dwayne Allen. And he'd also run one in, getting it down with his legs. A 20-yard touchdown run. Although you can clearly see the hold on Darius Hayward-Bay. The refs don't call it because it's against the Raiders. Jericho Hill Hawks win anyway, 146-96. Moving on, Laketown Bowman versus Team Dothraki. Bowman quarterback Michael Vick, first touchdown of the night, back of the end zone, but it's Deshaun Jackson of Team Dothraki. That wouldn't slow Michael Vick down though. He gets this one across to Brent Selleck. He's not on Team Dothraki. 4 points for Michael Vick. Another 6 points for Michael Vick when he runs this one in. Pretty sure even the ref was confused on this one. He almost gets bowled over by Vick. Brandon Marshall, wide receiver for the Bowmen. Game-winning touchdown strike from Jay Cutler. Maintains possession all the way to the ground. Darren McFadden will score another touchdown for the Bowmen, powering his way into the end zone. And Ryan Matthews. Who'd have thought the San Diego Chargers would make a grab like this? Falling across the goal line on the sideline, called a touchdown. Team Dothraki not to be swayed. Kaepernick and Vernon Davis both on the team. They'd hook up for 2 touchdowns. That was the first. Here's the second. Play action, wide open, back of the end zone. Kaepernick would go on to have a 30-point game, also finding new addition Anquan Bolden for a touchdown. And Frank Gore knows for the end zone like no one else. He scores 12 points on the day. And Randall Cobb on the other side of the ball, second effort touchdown. Team Dothraki would score 88 points on the Green Bay-San Francisco game alone, on her way to a 125-87 victory. Third matchup, Team Tesla takes on Team Northwestern. Tesla's quarterback Matt Ryan, he'd have 304 yards passing on the day. This one a 56-yard pass to Harry Douglas. He'd also throw for 2 touchdowns, the first threading the needle to Tony Gonzalez, the second back of the end zone Julio Jones. But an Alfred Morris fumble would lead to just 65 points for Team Tesla. But the other running back in that game, LeSean McCoy of the Eagles, running by defenders, everyone's in slow motion. He has a 24-point game with that 1 TD and 184 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, 20 points for him, 2 TDs on 2 fade routes. That was the first. Here's the second. And Jared Cook, also in the same game, tight end for the Rams. He catches it. He goes. The refs confer. What is it? Touchdown. Second touchdown for Jared Cook. Goal line stand. I have no idea how he gets this open. Easy catch back of the end zone. Team Northwestern 109 despite David Wilson putting up -3. Last year runner-up Team Machiavelli takes on Team Morimoto in our fourth matchup. Morimoto quarterback Tom Brady, he'd have 15 points and 2 touchdowns on the day. Here's the first touchdown to Julian Edelman. 1 foot, 2 foot, it's a touchdown. Here's the second, also Julian Edelman, wide open, middle of the end zone. And A.J. Green, wide receiver for Morimoto, going deep. One-armed grab on the 5. It would set up this shake and bake touchdown 3 plays later. Defender nowhere around, easy touchdown. Going deep again in the second quarter. Basket catch. 28-point game for A.J. Green. And Jason Witten, tight end, catching 2 TDs from Tony Romo, both of them in traffic, both of them getting taken down to the ground. Morimoto would finish the week with 128 points. Moving on to Machiavelli, Adrian Peterson, first pick of the draft, first touch of 2013. He takes it 78 yards for the touchdown. He would have another rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown before the day was over. And Peyton Manning, 46-point game, 7 touchdown passes. There's the first 2 to Julius Thomas. Here's the third. Andre Caldwell fingertip grab at the pylon. Demaryius Thomas would catch 6 and 7. But in the bonehead move of the week, Machiavelli sits Wes Welker. He has 2 touchdown catches of his own from Peyton Manning. Machiavelli plays Dez Bryant instead. Those points make the difference. Morimoto gets the win over Machiavelli. Last matchup, Black and Nate Silver versus Grandpa TK. Black and Nate Silver behind Hakeem Nicks, who had 114 receiving yards for 11 points. This is a 59-yard catch and run down the sideline and out of bounds. And Jimmy Graham, Black and Nate Silver tight end, catches a ball from Drew Brees, shrugs off the hit and sidelines the ball across the goal line. But Grandpa TK, quarterback Aaron Rodgers, he'd have 3 touchdowns on the day. This one, Jermichael Finley, he also walks the tightrope across the goal line. Here's the third touchdown to Jordy Nelson. You saw the first to Randall Cobb earlier. And Danny Amendola, putting his body on the line for this catch. He would also have this game winner on third down, setting up a field goal. Matt Forte would have a 15-point game himself, scoring on this 2-yard touchdown run. And Grandpa TK picks up the win 85-63 despite not playing a tight end. That's it for this week's scores in the League of the Samurai.